Welcome to the Education Exchange. I am your host, Superintendent Jeremy Calles, here at the Tolleson Union High School District. And today we're going to talk about diploma seals. So let's tee off the conversation with our seal team. And we're going to start here first with Julia. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the crowd.
Hi, my name is Julia Herman, and I am the Instructional Leadership Coordinator for Social Studies.
I'm Efrain Filerio, the Career and Technical Education Coordinator.
Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Felipe Baez, and I'm the Director of Learning and Academic Success.
All right, team. So for our audience that is just streaming the content and listening, they don't have the video. For those who aren't following on YouTube, on our table we have a bunch of different colorful diploma seals. I mean, I love this one. It's red, white, and blue. We have some green. I used to be CFO. Green's my thing. I love it. That pink one almost has like a candy cane feel to it. It's getting ready for the holidays. And then we got this yellow, red, and blue one. Not sure what's going on, but those are some real vibrant colors. Loving it. And then we have these nice little pencil gavels. I mean, I can call for the meeting right here. Talk to me about it. First, let's go over what are all these different seals we have.
Well, the red, white, and blue obviously is going to be the seal of civic literacy. So it deals all about participating and civic action. Not only is that in politics, but just in community in general. So that's what the red, white, and blue one stands for.
And the green, yellow, and white is the financial literacy one. And so it's just being educated on our financial aspects of life.
All right, and our pink one here is our art seal. So we're looking at our students who have passions about theater, they're artistic, they are dance inclined. And the other seal here that we have, this is the biliteracy seal. And so I know that this was a previous podcast. And so that's our biliteracy seal right there.
All right. So yes, on a previous episode, we had the team in here to go in extensive depth on the biliteracy seal. But now let's talk about our other three seals here. Let's kick it off first with the civic seal. Tell me a little bit about what does it take to earn this civic seal and to get this nice, beautiful red, white, and blue cord hung around you at graduation time.
Absolutely. So what the students need to do is they need to make sure they're on track for graduation. So we could address that seal on their actual diploma. They need to have an average of a 3.0 for their social studies classes out of a 4.0 schedule. So they need to pass the civics exam as well, just like that is a requirement for their diploma. And then it comes a little bit more specific with the civics. So we need to have the students participate in 3 different programs in civics anytime throughout their 4 years. And this can take place in the summer, during the school year, just throughout it. They need to have 3 different political or civics-based programs, and then they need to have 30 hours of civic engagement. 10 of those need to be civic engagement hours specifically, while the other 20 can be just community service. And at the end, they need to write a reflection on what civics means to them.
All right, so let's start first with those civics programs. What kind of programs are we talking about? Is this like you sign up for student government, or what are some other examples of things that you're doing that are civic programs?
Absolutely. Student government qualifies for it. So if a student is in student government for a year, that is a program. If they're in it for 3 years, that's 3 programs. So it can count double. So besides student government, we have mock trial, we have Model UN, we have speech and debate on a lot of our campuses. It's a lot of programs that we have inside of our schools, and it can also be programs outside of schools as well. I know our students participated in Civics Matters with Close Up this year, and we hope to continue on that tradition, and that qualifies as one of their programs as well. NAU and ASU offer some summer curriculum, just like the YMCA does as well. So it can take place inside of the school or it can take place outside as well.
So I heard you mention Close Up in there. Mm-hmm. Does that include that DC trip that we've been able to do each year where the students go out there with Close Up and
Absolutely.
The Cardinals on that Cardinals plane and get to see, how they do everything over there at the White House?
The Close Up trip is an absolutely tremendous opportunity for our students. And I'm so glad that we were able to do this last year. And all of the students that went there, as long as they meet the other requirements and write a reflection, qualify. Not only does that qualify for their civic learning program, it also qualifies for some of their civic engagement hours as well. So you don't have to do double time. Oftentimes things count for 2 requirements at one time.
Nice. Now, if I'm a new student, I just got to the school, freshman year, and maybe this is something that I would be passionate about, but there are a million things going on in the high school. You have all these different clubs, athletics, and everything else. How are they being contacted? Like, how is it becoming known to them that, like, hey, you might have a passion for politics. Let's get you more engaged civically here. Here's some different opportunities for you.
Exactly. This year, we have really started to push the awareness on our staff because we need to know who qualifies for this civic seal, because oftentimes it takes place outside of the classroom or not necessarily in a venue that we know about. So really enlightening our staff so they can help identify and pinpoint those students and just the overall awareness. So I know that I'm going to some of the high schools in the district and meeting with some students, particularly talking about the civic seal and what they need to do to qualify. You can earn it in a year. You can earn it in 4 years. It's really up to them.
Nice. Now, they go through all the work. They put in the community service. They participated in these programs. They make it to graduation. They have this beautiful cordon. What does it do for them after high school? What would so if I've put in the work to earn my civic seal, are there any extra opportunities that open up for a student for having a civic seal? Like, are they ready to run for our governing board? So should we be recruiting our civic seal students to come back and be board members, or what do we get to do next with our civic seal?
Absolutely, we should be recruiting them. One of the ways in which they can earn some civic engagement hours is by attending some of our school board meetings. So they've already attended some of these things. They have some ideas about what's out there. So yes, it opens up a lot of venues just in general for their own knowledge. What the Seal of Civic Literacy does, it helps our students understand the systems that we work in and how they can help change and better their community. So number one, that's what it does. Number two, when they're out there and they're putting in their hours, they're networking with people in the community. They're building a repertoire of skills that they can translate into the workforce that is much needed. And also students who earn the Seal of Civic Literacy have a higher academic performance. So in any type of extra post-secondary education, they are doing better on top of the social and emotional learning that they have as well by building these mentorships, by building these community connections. So it's a lot. Plus, if I got this as a student, I would still be putting it on my resume today. The state of Arizona has recognized me going above and beyond. So that's what I encourage all the students to do.
Oh, that's great. I think it's working. All that additional exposure that they're getting. I'll tell you, after we had commitment day, I've taken a tour around the sites and I started talking, with all the students, and I was asking them, how do we make it better next year? And one of the things that I kept hearing was, could you have more law schools available for us? We want to go through more legal programs. And so I think some of the work that you're doing here with this Civic Seal and giving them that exposure is opening up their minds to other possibilities of what they want to do with their future. And we're seeing some who maybe are going through those mock trials and they're thinking, you know what, I could be a lawyer or I could be a judge. And I actually like how this process works. And I'd like to be involved with a process like this as after I leave high school. So I think you're having the desired effect there of giving them that exposure and opening up their minds to other possibilities of how they can help make the world a better place. So that's a great testament to the Civic Seal. Now let's move on to what's instantly my favorite. So not that I'm biased on this, and I don't mean like in a Felipe way, but being a former CFO, obviously I'm going to lend towards finance. Beautiful colors. Green's my favorite color, so I like the green. I like it mixed in with the yellow. It reminds me a little bit of the Packers, but I'm going to get past that. Tell me about the finance seal. How do you get the finance seal?
So the finance seal, you earn it by being a senior and taking all 3 years of your social studies courses and making sure that you have a B or better in your courses. You also have to finish a curriculum in finance, personal finance. So make sure it's approved by the state of Arizona, and then also just has to have banking, insurance, what else? Several other aspects of it, and then also have 10 hours of enrichment in those fields of banking, finance, insurance, credit, and then just making sure that they complete either their FAFSA or they do a reflection on their career readiness at the end as well.
And all those courses that they have to take in order to qualify for the finance seal, is that set by the state, or is that something we could customize? Like, could I say, in order to get the finance seal, you have to be able to beat me in flashcards. We're gonna play a game of Around the World and pop up flashcards. You could be the superintendent in math, and you earn a finance seal.
So it would have to be approved by the state. There's several aspects of the curriculum it needs to have, but once we have that, it's really how it's incorporated into the classroom or the students take it. So we could actually do it in a fun way and exciting way for our students.
That's great. So we could customize some finance courses. It doesn't have to be like a straight standard finance, but even if we're attaching it to other passions that they have. So if someone they know they want to be an entrepreneur, they have that entrepreneur mindset, or like, that's great, you want to be an entrepreneur. One of the things you're going to need to do as an entrepreneur, run your own books. You're going to have to understand how your finances work, and mixing some of those pieces into it then to set up those programs.
Correct.
Now, same with the finance seal. I'm going to ask. So you go through these programs. You earn all your credits. You get the finance seal. How does that look in the back end? What does it do for our students when you know that you have the finance seal? Like, do we have some partnerships lined up? Are we looking at lining up some partnerships like with some of the credit unions and saying, hey, whoever comes in with our finance seal, you should definitely be hiring these students. We know they've been tested. They've been road tested. You can start them off at cashier. They're going to be bank manager in no time.
That would be an awesome opportunity for them to have if we can get those partnerships. Definitely would be a leg up for our students. It does make them really wise consumers, so they aren't falling victims of predatory practices that happen when students don't understand their finance, and they are able to balance their checkbooks, be able to understand what goes into your banking, savings, your 401k, all those aspects of investing and everything. So it's definitely great.
So do they take them through some of those types of scenarios? I love how you bring up 401k. One of the things that every investor will tell you is the best time to start saving for retirement was yesterday. The next best time is now. These students, so are they finishing high school with that mindset of, I need to start putting away for retirement right away, because I understand that the time is a very valuable commodity, and putting money away early leads to a big nest egg later. Are they going through simulations like that?
They are. So most of the curriculum that is approved by the state does have those modules built into them so that they understand and be able to do that as well.
What would you say in the finance realm is the most popular class that they're taking? Like, what's the one where it's like everyone you see getting this seal, like they're like, oh yes, I definitely, because I know overall we have culinary, right? Obviously that shouldn't be for the finance seal, but everybody loves culinary. They want to go in there and eat. But what is the finance one where they're like, I want that class, I want to go?
So right now we offer in career and technical education, we offer personal finance at one of our campuses, but all our other campuses offer a financial algebra class that they can all take, and it goes through the curriculum as well. So
do we have any like investing classes, like that teach them how it works to be out there on Wall Street and trading stocks and diamond hands and everything, like anything like that going on?
So I know our personal finance class at La Jolla offers a whole couple units of investing, and it shows them, I believe they do the stock market game. So they go through that process of what does it take to invest and how do they track their stocks.
Oh, so they do like an actual like demo simulation for them, and
Correct.
Do some of them get that? It's like in the demo, do some of them just lose all their money and they're like, great, I just had to sell my house. I'm moving back in with my parents. And some of them are like filthy rich and they're the next Elon Musk or something.
So a lot of them do become filthy rich on that simulation, but a lot of them either break even or are at zero. But at least they understand some of the consequences of what it is to lose money when you're investing in. And understand the gains of it as well.
Well, that's great. Because I'll tell you, like one of the things, I get asked by students is, what do I need to do to make a lot of money? And I'll typically tell them just do whatever it is that you're passionate at. If you're passionate about something, the money comes later. Just follow your passion. You'll be successful at it. You'll make money later. Don't worry about that. But it doesn't do any good to make money if you don't know how to manage your money. So
Correct.
Definitely a lot of value in them taking these classes, earning this seal, and more important than the beautiful cord that they get to wear at graduation is that now when they do get out there in the world and they're making money, at least they won't be losing it faster than they're making it. They'll know how to handle it correctly. Yeah, it's great. All right, let's move on to the candy cane. I know it's like I'm calling it a candy cane because I don't know. I look at it, I think candy canes, but it's almost like completely pink. So it's not really candy cane, but for some reason, that's what it makes me think of when I look at it.
I kind of see the candy cane in it now. All right.
All right. Talk to me about it, Dr. Baez. Our arts cord, our seal.
So I would say that our art seal is definitely a very exciting one because it's really tailored to the student. And we have a lot of our PVA teachers, performing visual arts teachers, who are very excited about it. So at the start of this school year, for this particular seal, we have to apply for it. It's an extensive application process with the Arizona Department of Education. And so the teachers let's get this in. They know the deadline because they want to start working with their students. So the beauty of the art seal is that we know that we have students who have talent in the arts, whether it's they're actors, they're artistic, they're musicians, whatever it may be. And our PVA teachers know who those students are that have that talent. And they know that this is an opportunity for that to be recognized by the Department of Education. And so here's some criteria that students need to meet. Like with our other seals, students do need to have at least 4 credit hours, four classes that qualify to earn the art seal. So there is a 3.0 GPA or higher that is required. They work with their teacher mentor and the counselor to make sure that they're on track with those credits. And then once they're in the program, we have an extensive packet that serves as a guide. It's a handbook that tells them all of these milestones that they're going to have to meet throughout the year. And so it's going to require that they meet with their counselor so that they're on track to graduate. They're meeting with their teacher mentor to make sure that they're meeting all of their hours of extracurricular activities in that specific specialty that they're working in. So that's 80 hours that they need to complete. And they have a capstone project as well. So if it's a theater student, for example, they might put on a solo performance. And so that's going to be rated by a panel of teachers that the teacher mentor puts together. So again, it's very much tailored to that student. And the beauty of it is that if I'm a theater teacher and Efrain is my student, I probably have been working with him since his freshman or sophomore year when he took that very first theater class. And I've already seen his potential. So I can tell him, you know what, your senior year, you can qualify for this art seal. And I'm going to give you my commitment, to make sure that you earn this so that it's on your diploma. And, we can talk about, graduation and being able to be recognized with the cord. But again, the beauty of any of these seals is that they're recognized on the student's transcript, right? So, but again, with this particular seal, there's, again, this interdisciplinary nature to it, that it works with whatever that student's talent is. And as long as there's a teacher on that campus that sees that potential or is willing to be that student's mentor that entire year, they work through all the milestones.
So it could be anything in the arts related. So you could be playing in band.
That's right.
Part of the choir, mariachi.
Correct.
Folklorico.
Yep.
So basically anything arts related, they all qualify to get you on the right track. How far into high school could a student be who's been participating in some of these programs because, that's been their passion. So yes, they've been involved in that probably since freshman year. Before they start realizing like, hey, you're not that far away from getting the art seal. Like you've already been participating in arts. Like, could you be in your junior year? Maybe you've been in band all 3 years. And do we have people then reaching out to them saying, for your senior year, there's really only a couple more steps you need to do, and you're going to qualify for an art seal.
Yeah, absolutely. So that momentum is building with our PVA teachers, and they're excited to give their students this opportunity. So yes, absolutely. By that junior year, I think they already know who those students are. They can talk to them, tap them on the shoulder, and tell them, you're very close to graduation. And what a great way to motivate them to graduation, right? Because what the SEALs do is, our students receive what I would say is a general high school diploma, but these SEALs, what they add is a focus, a specialty for our students. So like they go to college, there's a major, there's a concentration. So this is what these SEALs add. And again, this art seal is very much tailored to what that student's interest is. So like you mentioned, folklorico, mariachi. If we know that this student has been in mariachi programs, because we know a lot of our partner schools have mariachi programs, they come into us, that teacher might already start, talking to them. Hey, your senior year, you're a freshman right now, but your senior year, you can earn an art seal, and we can specialize that to your mariachi passion. And what a great way to foster that passion for mariachi and really have that student grow so much that by the time they graduate, they're a mariachi expert, and opportunities will open up for them.
Now, are we able to help create any of those extra opportunities? Like, I'd love it if you get an art seal and automatically that gives you a leg up on the competition when you're trying to get into Juilliard. Like are we creating any types of partnerships where it's they see this art seal that we've put onto these diplomas and it's helping them get into that next step after high school?
I would say that our teachers are definitely advocating for that. So as long as that teacher brings that interest, I know that our SET administrators and our district administration is very much about supporting those endeavors. And if it means that this is what's going to make our programs more stronger, if they're going to be quality programs that our students benefit from, and that they're able to complement these seals, the art seal, absolutely, we can build those opportunities for our students and our teachers, so that they feel well prepared to give their students those opportunities.
Oh, absolutely. Now these seals, they're fairly new, correct? So they haven't been around that long. Let's start first with how long have they been available here at Tolleson Union High School District?
I'd say we're in our 4th year.
Yeah, the state legislature first presented the idea of the seals in 2019. And so then from then on, it just takes a while to build those systems to figure out exactly what needs to happen. So at least with the seal of civic literacy, this is our 2nd year that we're going to have students. Last year, we had 8% of the students in Arizona qualified for the seal of civic literacy across the state. So that's amazing, and we hope to increase it, triple-fold, hopefully. We already have our teachers working hard, identifying students in their senior year, their junior year, and their sophomore year. So
nice. So in 2019, the legislature, they opened up all seals at the same time to make it possible. And then we have since then started integrating each one of the seals into what we offer?
Yeah, so in 2019 is when it was approved for state law. And then it went to the Arizona Department of Education from there.
Are there any seals that are available in Arizona that we're not carrying yet, that we don't have as an opportunity for our students? Are the four seals here are the 4 seals that Arizona offers?
We are capitalizing on all 4. Absolutely.
And in other states, are they running similar programs? So do other states also have similar types of diploma seals to what we're doing here in Arizona?
So other states have started adopting it as well, because they want to recognize students that go above and beyond in a certain area, and nothing is consistent, but there's more and more. That's why some of the universities and some scholarships are starting to recognize this. That's why we're telling the students, put this on your application, put this on scholarships, because there's not a lot of them out there at this point, and the universities are well aware of them.
Yes, and to add to Ms. Herman's comment there, the Every Student Succeeds Act is about providing students a well-rounded education. And so this is what these SEALs do. It really touches on, let's make sure that students are capitalizing on the courses that are provided, but really tapping into those passions that might exist with civics, personal finance, arts, or, tapping into students' biliteracy, capacities.
I'll tell you, when I loved it the most was last time at graduation, and watching all of these different chords walking down the aisle, and to see each student carrying their passion around their neck on top of their gowns as they're coming down the aisle, and just to be so symbolic of how unique each one of these students are, and how we have created this custom, unique education experience for them by doing things like offering these different pathways, these diploma seals, these other ways to be recognized for what they've accomplished during their time in high school. So it looks great at graduation, but I'm sure that they hold on to these cords and they cherish them, and hopefully it helps get them pushed into the direction that they want to be in, so they can do something after high school with it.
And if I could add to that, Superintendent Calles, I think that it allows teachers, so in the arts seal, teachers that can be teacher mentors, and so go a step beyond, when it comes to building that passion in their students. I think that makes teachers even more passionate about the work that they do.
Yeah. All right. So these seals, they've been around since 2019. We're offering all of them. That's great. We just seen West Point move up to being an A school. And, my understanding is these seals are impacting our letter grade. So how do these seals play into the school's letter grade and how the letter grade system works?
Well, what happens is that each student is able to, when they receive their seal, they get a 0.5 in addition to the letter grade for the school that they are attending. So a student can earn, what is also interesting that we didn't bring up, is a student can earn multiple seals at any given time. And so a student can earn the seal of civic literacy, and they can also earn the seal of personal finance, and that goes 1 point for that school's letter grade.
Oh, that's wonderful. So so they could double up. It's not so much that you have to have just one passion and earning points. I mean, you could have passion for civics, but also passion for finance. And maybe you're bringing them both together. I mean, civic duty, paying taxes, finance, actually paying the taxes. How many of these students are coming out of here with these seals and actually helping people with taxes?
So right now we have quite a few. So we have a teacher at La Jolla who teaches personal finance, and they also get certified in QuickBooks as well. So the students that go through finance get certified and can help do taxes and do books as well for companies and their parents.
All right. So if you're not a fan of TurboTax, just come on down. We have students that'll do your taxes for you. There you go. Yeah, definitely another great tangible benefit to having these seals. Anything that you have lasting for enlightening our parents on why they should push their students towards one of these seals for their diploma?
I would start off with just saying that this is an opportunity to tailor the high school experience, the high school diploma, and to leave with a specialty.
I would just say it just gives the students that opportunity to showcase what they've learned in our classes.
And I would say that becoming civically engaged really is building a habit that they're going to continue for their life. So those lifelong habits.
All right. Well, I want to thank all of you for being on the show today, sharing this with our families, our students, our parents, so that way they know to go after these seals. And I want to thank our listeners for tuning in once again to the Education Exchange. We've teed off the conversation on these diploma seals. Now, go ahead, reach out to your your teachers, your counselors, and keep moving your passion towards whichever one of these seals you believe looks the best to you. I'm personally leaning towards that finance seal because, again, I'm loving the green. But you do what works for you. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.
And that's the end of our show. Thank you for listening. If you have questions, want more information, or would like to be a guest on the Education Exchange, please send us an email at podcast@tuhsd.org. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give us a like, and tune in next week to the Education Exchange. You can catch all episodes on your favorite streaming devices or directly at www.tuhsd.org/podcast.